Hey, now we're back with episode 8 of my Starlight Drive settlement build. In this episode I'm going to be primarily concentrating on lighting my storefronts here. And I come up with some pretty good ideas as far as using the new track lighting that they gave us, along with some other stuff. In these open sections I've been contemplating on what I wanted to do inside of those, because it looks kind of dumb just leaving them open. And after watching this in the previous episode, I decide I'm going to do a little bit later is I am going to add a floor there and possibly put like boxes, like some crates and stuff like that to add some decoration. Here I was still trying to figure out if I can add a roof to this section. For some reason the flooring will go above there, but the store is still too big for what looks like a roof to go there, which I find interesting because I was able to get the clinic to be put inside that other building over there that had roofs above it. So I'm kind of curious why that wasn't happening, but I eventually scrapped the idea and just put a floor back in there. But I still try. Maybe after putting the floors up I can go back and do something else. Kind of give it some pizzazz up on top, who knows. I play with a little bit on the track lighting at the bottom, but I start to realize that the light output on the track lights that go from the floor up, unless it's really close to the object, it's not really going to show up very well. Plus, in this episode, I'm going to let it go to more of the nighttime look so I can actually see what the lights look like. It's usually the best times to test out lighting. And in this, if you place a light down and then move it, then you can actually see what's actually happening with it. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not going very high, so I don't appreciate it very much, so I'm going to switch to something else. And I think it's not until I go down to the other end of the storefront that I actually realize what I'm going to do. And I don't want people, I don't want to actually walk on top of the lights, so I'm going to keep it there. Just kind of took me a second to realize what I wanted to do. When I placed it up here, the light actually shows right on the person selling it. It's like it goes through the storefront. It actually turns out well, and I add something a little bit later to it. Because right now it's only showing right at the person, but I kind of wanted to work on those first, and then I'll work on the rest of the lighting to show up the actual storefront. And I can hide the pylons back here and the fence posts, so that works. It's another way to hide lighting, or wiring I should say. I want to move it back a little bit, so.
Sure.
Since it works so well, I'm going to do it with all the other storefronts. She was being annoying. I was trying to move the store, but she wouldn't get out of the way. right back in. Come on, go over there. There she is.
Got it.
Kind of interesting because it's hard to see actually. I had to point way up top to be able to get to it. But then selecting it, you gotta go back down. I also like the other lights that they have, the hanging bulbs on a string. We've had them on the PC for a little while inside the Homemaker mod, but to be honest, those don't put out a lot of light. The ones that came with Wasteland Workshop actually output a pretty decent amount of light, which is nice. As you can see here, it lights up very nicely on the inside, so I decided to go ahead and use that for the other ones. Then over here, in the previous episode I was talking about shutting off the radio. You'll notice that the game music kind of went down really low because there was music playing on the whole radio. I eventually deleted it, but I was trying to mess with this right now. This is one of the floor mats I was talking about in the previous episode. That is considered a level 3 store or restaurant, bar, drink, whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to move it back because ever since putting it there, that particular settler, it looks like he wants to kind of stick inside of the end of the counter, so I wanted to move it in a little bit. I'm trying to remember what I was doing here. I think I was trying to select him to do something. I don't really remember why though. But I decided to try and add some lighting to the diner area. And also I'm going to be putting some street lamps down around the boardwalk area. Try a couple different ideas until something sticks. I also wanted to see if it would light up some of the area around it, like when the people are congregating. I was trying to stick a light underneath there, but physics don't allow it in this game.
Not relevant. The Minutemen are there now.
At this point I can hear the radio, but I know it's him just talking, so I wasn't really too worried about it. It's right to leave it though. So I don't have to deal with it later. See how the candles light the underneath of those umbrella tables? I think that's kind of a cool effect. This is an example I was talking about in the other episode. I couldn't actually click that, but if I click the base on that, then I can delete it. But I think I was clicking the turret there. So I realized it's pretty dark out here, so I'm going to add this was, you don't have to worry about these staying here. I get rid of these rather quickly. I just threw it down to see if I could maybe use something to hide the support beams of those shack foundations. Turns out to look kind of dumb, so I do end up getting rid of those. I'm going to give it a try though. Especially considering they're not flat. And I know this light lamp that I'm going to put down looks similar to the one that's in the Wasteland Workshop, but this was actually one that we've had for a little while now. It takes ambient light so you don't actually have to wire it, or ambient electricity, sorry, so you don't have to wire it. And they output a pretty decent amount of light. Dare say, I will say maybe a little too much. I'm not sure on that yet. I'm going to go ahead and close out this episode. In the next episode, I am most likely going to be putting in another storefront to my left or behind me, where I'm standing right now. See you guys in the next episode.